Tonight at 5, Abundant Life Christian School's teacher Erin Michelle West laid to rest today. Those closest to her are honoring her memory. And in the face of the recent tragedy, what makes Madison uniquely Madison? Our Maddie Heinz talks to residents, hear their thoughts on what defines the city. And we always see those orange cones out there. And despite that, the roads always seem a little rough. A closer look at construction funding in our state. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. We do have some breaking news to start the show. The Janesville Police Department identifying a suspect wanted for last week's shooting. We take a look at 41-year-old Deontay L. Foster. Police say he shot a man on North High Street the night of December 16th. That man, they say, is in critical condition. Police say Foster has a notable scar on his forehead and 2 tattoos that read Ashley on his left forearm, another that reads Dirty Block. If you have any information about where Foster could be, contact the Janesville Police Department. That number there at the bottom of your screen is 608-755-3100. Well, with so many traveling, I want to start with your forecast. Keeping an eye out for slick spots. Let's head to Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington out of the weather patio. Alex.
Hey, Eric. Good news is today the precipitation took a little bit longer to get started. That allowed air temperatures and pavement temperatures to warm up enough that kept down on widespread slick spots across the area. That certainly was good news. Our mix is ending. Just a couple snowflakes still here at the studio, but we can't rule out a couple of slick spots tonight, especially north of Madison, where they had a little bit more in the way of wintry precipitation. And also want to make note, temperatures tonight will dip down below freezing. So some of the wet pavement that has accumulated today, so to speak, we could have a couple slick spots and some of the sidewalks could be a little bit on the icy side to start off Christmas Eve morning. Otherwise, cloudy conditions overnight tonight across southern Wisconsin. We're going to see that winter weather advisory very likely drop here for Sauk, Columbia, Marquette, and Green Lake counties. We're just approaching 5 o'clock, and there they are. It's live television. Winter weather advisory still to the north and east if you have any travel plans up towards the north, up towards the Green Bay area. But again, conditions will be improving tonight as Radar 3000 shows. And our future track shows the precipitation ending very quickly. We have more precipitation in the forecast after I give our holiday forecast coming up a little bit. I'm going to let you know when showers enter the picture and when we might see temperatures near 50.
All right, Alex, thank you. Friends call Erin Michelle West a light, and now that she's gone, they want to hold on to her brightness. West was a teacher who died in the Abundant Life School shooting, and her funeral was this afternoon. West's family and Gunderson Funeral Home gave News 3 Now permission to record the live stream and see part of that service. Our Merrill Hubbard was there to share how Erin will be remembered.
Compassionate, empathetic, devoted, faithful.
Erin Michelle West died at 42 years old doing what she loved, teaching. The family members, students, church members, and loved ones who knew her describe her as a light, a loving woman who put kindness and empathy above judgment. Erin is survived by her husband and 3 daughters, and she loved going on camping trips with them. She also enjoyed wine tasting with her husband and connecting with her Doxa church group.
She showed her Georgia roots whenever she would say, "Love y'all," and she said it often. Our connection group messages were full of "Hey y'all" and "Love y'all." But she was someone who, when she said it, when she said she loved you, she really meant it. She backed it up. She showed this to us so well.
West is most recently from DeForest, Wisconsin, but graduated high school and college in Georgia. The service for West wrapped up this afternoon, leaving hundreds with a memory of a kind mother and teacher who brought light to those around her. Reporting in Madison, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
And you can find West's full obituary on our website and have the option to make an online donation through the Gunderson Funeral Home. Well, we know the old saying, actions speak louder than words. Well, a Madison man is taking action today to destroy firearms. He says it's all part of an effort to prevent gun violence. Our Kyle Pozorski reports.
Madison's Midvale Community Lutheran Church was the site of something you don't see too often Monday. 6 handguns, 1 rifle, and a shotgun being destroyed. Jeff Wild, along with help from several others, brought a pair of chop saws to the church's entrance to take action, hoping to prevent further gun violence.
Because I see it as a symbolic step.
The action comes just a week after a student at Abundant Life Christian School brought 2 guns inside, killing a teacher and fellow student. Wild says the guns he worked to destroy Monday were surrendered to him on Friday with the intention to be disassembled and chopped up.
We need to move forward in actually taking actions to reduce gun violence in our communities.
And this is one of those actions.
This is the beginning, one step I believe that with the work of faith communities and with local leadership and students in schools, that we can bring about a movement that will reduce firearm violence in our community.
Wild has done similar events like this before, and while this is not his first time doing so, he says the destruction is just his way to get guns out of the hands of people looking to do harm to others or themselves. On Madison's West Side, Kyle Pazorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. Jeff has also worked to blacksmith many of the destroyed guns into garden tools. Well, after a roughly 13-month-long search, Governor Tony Evers has picked a new leader for the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. Karen Hune will be the agency's secretary and has worked with NOAA since 2021, preceded by several other environmentally focused positions. The secretary position has been vacant since November of last year after Adam Payne quit just 10 months into the job. When asked about the appointment, Governor Evers' office referred us to previous comments. Wisconsin Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu, in a statement, says that, quote, there are families who should have clean water this Christmas because of the governor's irresponsible PFAS veto, adding that if a, quote, qualified DNR secretary was appointed after Secretary Payne's departure, their counsel may have saved the governor from that critical mistake, end quote. Well, President-elect Donald Trump's renewing unsuccessful calls he made in his first term for the U.S. to buy Greenland from Denmark. In an announcement of his ambassador to Denmark, Trump said U.S. ownership of Greenland is, quote, an absolute necessity. He also suggested that he could try to take back control of the Panama Canal, this on top of saying that Canada should become the 51st U.S. state. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Trump was joking. Panama's leader said the canal belongs to Panama and will continue to, and Greenland's leader said it is not for sale. 37 prisoners formerly on federal death row will now serve life sentences without parole. President Joe Biden commuting their sentences this morning. It comes weeks ahead of the president-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. On the campaign, the president-elect indicated he would restart federal executions that the Biden administration had paused and work to expand the pool of crimes eligible for such punishment. The majority of the 37 inmates whose sentences Biden commuted were convicted for murders tied to drug trafficking or the killings of prison guards or other inmates. In a statement, the president said in part, quote, make no mistake, I condemn these murderers, grieve for the victims of their despicable acts, and ache for all the families who have suffered unimaginable and irreparable loss, but guided by my conscience, I am more convinced than ever that we must stop the use of the death penalty at the federal level, end quote. Now, President-elect Donald Trump's communications director released this statement in response, and it reads, quote, these are among the worst killers in the world, and this abhorrent decision by Joe Biden is a slap in the face to the victims, their families, and their loved ones. President Trump stands for the rule of law, which will return when he is back in the White House after he was elected with a massive mandate from the American people, end quote. Members of the Starbucks union across 9 states are on strike. Starbucks Workers United say union workers in Missouri, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania are now part of this strike, which started on Friday in Chicago, LA, and Seattle. The union is seeking wage increases for baristas in an economic proposal ahead of their end-of-year deadline. Starbucks says the union prematurely ending bargaining sessions. If the strike expands, that could affect Madison, where multiple stores are unionized. 1 week ago, Madison was publicly redefined as the latest city to endure a school shooting. But what is Madison to those who call it home? Our Maddie Himes reports. All right, we do not have that story. We apologize for that. We will try to get that back in just a moment. Meanwhile, in other news tonight, children in Oregon, Wisconsin are getting a new space to explore their creative side. This afternoon, the Oregon Public Library opened its new creative room. Now, this room is dedicated to Penny Pastor, the late wife of longtime News 3 Now friend and guest, Dr. Zorba Pastor. The creative room gives children of all ages the chance to work on any craft or art project their heart desires. Dr. Zorba says the motivation to open this space for children comes from his wife, who was a longtime educator.
You've got a space that's creative where you're able to go in and do things without sort of, your parent overlooking every single thing that you're doing. So you can use your own brain. That's incredibly important to education, incredibly important to the dedication and the increase of an IQ of any child. And it also just develops you as a person with the right values. How can I create on my own?
To check the hours of the creative room, just head over to the Oregon Public Library website. That's OregonPublicLibrary.org. Wisconsinites know there are 2 seasons here, winter and road construction. But you may have noticed no matter how many orange cones you see, it sometimes feels like all that road construction doesn't always keep our roads in good condition. According to a new report from the Wisconsin Policy Forum, that is mostly thanks to underfunding. And here to break it all down is our Braden Ross. Braden?
Yeah, that's right. For years, funding for Wisconsin's roads has not matched the money that we actually need to keep them in good condition. As construction prices continue to rise and revenue sources aren't keeping up, some Wisconsin transportation experts say it's time to put more money into fixing and maintaining the roads. Steve Boss is the executive director of the Wisconsin Transportation Builders Association. He says this problem dates back decades and temporary fixes have only cost Wisconsinites in other areas.
In 2005, the state stopped adjusting the gas tax to keep up with inflation. That didn't seem like a big deal then, but it's cost over $3 billion in lost revenue since. You see it on the transportation side because growth has been flat, and so we haven't been able to pursue improvements. We've basically been struggling just to keep our nose open above water. But on the general fund side, we've also seen it taking money away from education, from healthcare, from other general purposes.
So what are some potential solutions? Well, for one, the legislature could continue taking more money from that general fund to fill the gap, but that would still leave the issue of underfunding other state programs. They could also raise gas taxes and registration fees to make up the difference, or consider adding other sources of revenue like tolling or private investments. You can check out the full Wisconsin Policy Forum report on their website.
Braden, thank you. Still to come at 5, Chief Meteorologist Alex Arrington returns. Your complete forecast for the Christmas holiday. And during this final holiday gift rush, before you grab those last-minute gifts, a warning from the Federal Trade Commission about gift card scams. And on Wall Street today, the market's in positive terrain. The Dow gaining almost 67. The Nasdaq jumps 192 points. S&P up 43. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
A former Sun Prairie Middle School teacher accused of filming students in a school bathroom will plead guilty. It's part of a deal that'll see prosecutors recommend that he spend at least 10 years in prison. Matthew Quaglieri was charged with 3 counts of producing child pornography. As part of the deal, 2 of those counts will be dropped. Quaglieri was indicted in 2022 after prosecutors alleged he used an iPad to film male students in the bathroom at Prairie View Middle School. A plea hearing is set for January 13th. In Dodge County, deputies say they've arrested a man who led them on a chase. A deputy spotted a vehicle going about 20 miles an hour over the speed limit on Highway 33 near Pierce Road about 7 last night. The driver, they say, sped away from the deputy, drove home, and ran inside. The 57-year-old driver from Iron Ridge eventually left his home and cooperated with deputies. He was taken to the Dodge County Jail and faces charges of fleeing an officer and resisting or obstructing an officer. On Saturday, Lafayette County deputies arrested a man who they say drove while intoxicated and crashed into a home in the village of Benton. The crash was reported just after 4 Saturday morning along West Main Street. According to the sheriff's office, a 32-year-old Benton man was heading south on 1st Avenue when he left the road, went through a backyard and hit a house. That house was damaged. The man denied medical care and then was arrested for a first offense OWI. The Federal Trade Commission is issuing a warning about gift cards amid the holiday shopping rush. Gift cards are the most popular item on wish lists, with 53% of shoppers requesting them this year. The FTC says scammers can get the gift card number and the PIN even before you purchase the gift card. CBS Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady appeared on CBS Mornings Plus to discuss what to look out for.
If the protective sticker has been removed, if that barcode has been scratched off, really any signs of tampering, go talk to a store manager and frankly, maybe even just go to a second store, because we're learning that these scammers can actually tamper in batches. And this is really important because if they have your gift card number, if they have the PIN, they can take all the money that you've loaded on for your loved ones.
The FTC recommends shoppers keep all gift card receipts to identify your unique purchase and report fraud as early as possible to the company or to the FTC directly. Well, if you're traveling for the holiday today or the next couple days, Chief First Warn Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us. Got a complete look at the forecast you may be dealing with.
Eric, yes, let's start off with travel for tonight. This mix is ending early this evening. A couple of slick spots we can't rule out for areas north of Madison. Otherwise, it's going to be cloudy overnight tonight, with temperatures overnight tonight will get down into the upper 20s. And I'm going to just step off here because my mic is apparently having some issues here on my end, so I'm going to actually fix that. Radar 3000 right now is not showing a lot of precipitation over Dane County as we speak right now, but that areas to the north of Dane County are seeing just a little bit more in the way of precipitation. So looking at our Edgewater Skycam here, our First Warm Weather Cam network, showing here in Madison just a couple of flakes out there right now. Otherwise, cloudy skies across southern Wisconsin right now. And the cloudy skies will continue for this evening as precipitation ends right around 6 o'clock. Temperatures right around 32 degrees. We can't rule out an isolated slick spot or two as we head up towards Columbia County, up towards Marquette and Green Lake counties. This is the last of that snowfall if you're heading up on 151 towards Green Bay for the game. If you're not there already, that's the only spot right now in southern Wisconsin that we're looking at a little bit of those slick conditions, areas up towards central Wisconsin. Overall, future tracks showing that precipitation getting out of here very quickly by the time we get to 6, 7 o'clock tonight, and overall amounts very light, inch or less across southern Wisconsin, a little bit more towards Lake Michigan if you happen again to have any travel on I-94. But overall, for tonight, the widespread slick, widespread adverse travel conditions not expected across southern Wisconsin. That Packers game forecast kickoff at 29. A few flurries and a little bit of snow again on 151 up towards Green Bay. By the time you get to halftime, temperatures in the upper 20s, and at the game's end, upper 20s. So light winds, though, that's a plus there. Bundle up across if you're, again, heading up to the game, or if you have any loved ones that are at the game, to tell them just bundle up a little bit. As we move into Christmas Eve day on Tuesday, temperatures into the upper 20s to the lower 30s with mostly cloudy skies. That's the trade-off. We'll have relatively mild temperatures on Christmas Eve day, and then also Christmas Day itself will have mostly cloudy skies. Now, while my snow globe here is showing snowy conditions, we've got rain chances that are going to build into the forecast across southern Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Take note here as we approach the rest of the holiday week. It's going to be cloudy, warming up though through the rest of this week. And by the time we get to Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that's going to be replaced with showers. 50% chance of rain on Friday, 50% chance of rain on Saturday. A little bit of rain could last into Sunday, but look at those highs up near 50, the lows in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. That's going to put a big dent in the snow, if not melt most of the snow across southern Wisconsin. The likelihood of it being warm going clear out into the end of 2024 into the very beginning of 2025. Warm across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes region, nearly 100% probability of it being warm, and warm really for much of the country. Speaking of travel, just want to take note that there was a couple of travel issues eastbound on US 12. We had a stalled car, but that seems to have improved, and looking at our speeds inching back up closer to 50 miles per hour. Going down the highway down to our friends in Janesville, speeds just fine for this time at night, right around 70 miles per hour, and to the north up towards the Dells. A little bit slower. Again, they have a couple of those snowflakes out there. Overall, though, with impacts from our wintry situation today, we'll have a couple of slick spots tonight as temperatures get below freezing and some of those wet pavement surfaces freeze a little bit, but widespread adverse travel is not expected at this time.
All right, good news, Alex. Thank you. Still to come at 5, they say adding a pet isn't always the best idea for the holidays, but what about fostering a pet part-time? There are some benefits to you. We'll share them just ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, many studies show the benefits of having a pet for human physical and mental health, but not everyone can have one all year long. Now, foster pets are coming home for the holidays, with shelters offering short-term stays that can help pets and their human caretakers. Bradley Blackburn shows us how.
5-year-old pup Sugar is right at home in Kristen Arue's New York City apartment, even if she won't be here forever. Arue's work schedule doesn't allow her to have a dog year-round, but she can foster this Christmas season and share in the joy a pet can provide.
They make you laugh, they lighten up any room, they greet you when you come home, so it's like, it's an immediate bond.
Animal Care Centers of New York City help pioneer what they call straycations, short-term fosters that are especially popular during the holidays. The idea has spread to other shelters around the country.
There are so many ways you can help animals, even if you're not ready to adopt.
A straycation can last as little as one night, but sometimes a lot longer when a trial run becomes a lifetime bond.
We found once that animal is in their home, it's like, oh, okay, this is good. This dog's gonna stay here now.
But even short-term stays can be a real help to shelters, freeing up space for other animals in need.
So when a cat or a dog stays at someone's home overnight, it really relieves a burden for you.
Absolutely. And plus that animal gets to have an amazing time. It's a win-win.
I'll definitely do it again. And like I said, it's a balancing act for me of when I have the capacity to do it, but when I do, it's, it changes a dog's life.
Sweet for Sugar and all animals finding warm homes through this season. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
A New York shelter even provides basic supplies like pet food, leashes, toys, and other necessities when families bring home foster pets for the holidays. Alex is back. A final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, the suspect accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO pleads not guilty to state charges, including murder. The new details from inside the courtroom. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Well, Gino's Italian Deli on Verona Road is planning to sell 1,000 lasagnas by Christmas Day. Employees and family members have been working around the clock to make this specialty dish over the weekend. The restaurant made 200 large pans of meat, 90 small pans just for the orders. Tomorrow, Gino's will be open from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, so you can load up for your holiday. A lot of folks traveling, of course, whether it's today or some have already left. How are the roads looking out there? Hopefully, like you said earlier, we've dodged some slick spots in many areas.
Yeah, indeed. Last night we thought we'd have widespread freezing drizzle causing widespread travel concerns. Today, most of the roads are wet. If you're going north of Madison, however, there are a couple of slick spots to contend with. Then as we carry forth into the rest of tonight, pavement temperatures will get below freezing, so any of the wet pavement could have a slick spot or two. So don't let your guard down tonight. We're not expecting widespread major travel conditions tonight, but something that you're just going to want to be mindful of throughout the evening, carrying on to the beginning of our Christmas Eve day. Let's take a look at our radar 3000 right now. Still a little bit of snow north of Madison. Just had a viewer make a report north of Reedsburg that enough snow, they had nearly 4 inches in some spots. So again, some slick areas north of Madison, but as we widen things out and put our future track into motion, that snow is out of here by the time we get to 7, 8 o'clock. Again, with pavement temperatures cooling on down below freezing, we've got wet pavement. Some slick spots are certainly possible north of Madison. Otherwise, cloudy conditions overnight and a relatively mild holiday ahead.
All right. More updates in a half hour news from now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.
Two, one. Hey there, folks. Meteorologist Alex Harrington here with your UP forecast for tonight. Starting off with a few things you need to get out of the forecast. Just a slight chance of a snow shower tonight. Don't want to let your guard down. There could be a few flakes. Then the sun returns inch by inch as we head towards the Christmas holiday. By the end of the week, showers, so cloudy conditions. And I got really mild temperatures in the forecast for you, too. Wait to see how warm we're going to get. Planning, though, the rest of our evening tonight, temperatures staying fairly mild near the lake with a couple of isolated snow showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies tonight. Using our future track going into the early morning hours of Christmas Eve day. Temperatures warmer, of course, by the lake, a little bit cooler inland. But you see a lot of the gray out here. So gray means cloudy conditions. As we go further into Christmas Eve day, notice a couple of breaks just to the west of Marquette. So peak or two of sunshine we can't rule out, but much of the day is probably going to be cloudy. Better chances for the sunshine, though, as we head towards Christmas Day. And here we go into the very early part of Christmas Day, still hanging on to the clouds, but hopefully we can get those to clear on out. Overall totals of snow, again, just a couple of isolated snow showers east, downstream of Marquette over towards lower Michigan, maybe an inch as that weather system largely slipped to the south of the area, and that's where the little bit more in the way of snowfall is going to be. So not expecting a lot of snowfall overnight tonight. So recap here, just that slight snow chance tonight, sun by Christmas, then mild and showers by the end of the week. Let's transition to that part of the forecast. Look at the showers building in as we go into Thursday, a couple scattered showers, better chances as we go Friday into Saturday. Widespread rain, breezy conditions. We're not talking snow here, we're talking rain and widespread through Saturday, maybe even lasting into the first part of Sunday before the whole weather system moves on out of here, or at least the better chances of showers off towards towards the south and east. Temperatures mid to upper 30s to near 40 as we go into Thursday. So after the Christmas holiday, mild and staying mild. Friday, highs up near 40 degrees, and we'll do that again on Saturday. High temperatures in the mid to upper 30s to near 40 degrees. What's the likelihood of us being warm going out into 2025? It doesn't get much higher than this for a chance. Warm conditions for much of the country. And as we see here in our 7-day forecast, we see how mild those temperatures are going to be. 30 on Christmas Eve, 33 at Christmas Day. Then here come the 40s. Look at the overnight low temperatures too in the 30s as well. So with the snow that's out there and shower activity that we have on the way, post-holiday, we're going to be seeing a lot of melting of snow, and it's going to be kind of that wet mix out there as we head towards the end of the holiday week.